Here we go, calligraphy class. Today we're going to work on some more artistic movements with our the motions that we make with our pens when we're doing calligraphy in order to kind of enhance and make an art piece with our calligraphy pens. And I wanted to show you guys some different ones, and I'm going to be using some of the small pens and some of the large pens. So whatever you happen to have, whatever colors you happen to have. I did this one is just kind of a fall type colors maybe, or you know, going from winter browns to spring greens and yellows and stuff. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do for this first lesson. And this is just reinforcing all the strokes that we make in calligraphy. And so you're going to start and push down and curve and come back to this line that you make. And you're going to do that all the way around, creating this type of plant type piece. I like doing these, and you can show as much stem as you want, and you can even make them smaller, kind of looks feather-like as it gets towards the bottom, so that you can create this. And then you're going to lay it down and curve it the opposite way on the other side. So this is just kind of reinforcing some of the motions that we made at the very beginning. You remember all those skills and drills y'all did? Well, here we go. We're turning them into something that's going to help us create some beautiful artwork with our pens. And so this is one style. And you lay it down and then curve inward by pushing. And then this one is, I just drawn the stick. It is, you're going to push up, loop around, and come back. And so you're just going to try not to have a hole in the middle. So when you loop around, come back on itself. So you're going to go straight up, pull around, and so it's going to look like there's a little ball on the end of a stick. So ball, stick, and then ball like this. And they can be different lengths or whatever you want to do. Well, goodness, that's just a dot in my paper. This particular pad of paper has these little dots, or it's called a bullet journal. So it helps you to keep your calligraphy lined up and stuff like that, but those little dots do show. So up, come around, up, come around, and don't make really big balls on the end, because then they'll have a white space in between. But if you end up with a white space in between, it's no big deal. You're going to, you can just fill it in. And we're going to use that motion on another project, a little floral. It's called Sumi style. And you can even put some of these going up in between, but remember the darker color can be picked up by the lighter color. So if I go through here, you can see that it's gotten a little bit of brown on there, so you need to clean that off before you do it again or whatever. So that's going to be line number 2. Now, you know me and flames, right? So you can just fling off to do, kind of looks like the Indian arrowhead grass or whatever, kind of a interesting. Just stay on the line as you fling, and you're just building up your picture using some of these same motions that we do to make our calligraphy. You know, to make the words and stuff that we normally do for calligraphy. So you're just kind of overlapping these and doing a bunch of different. Here, I'll do one in a larger color. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do brown next to brown. I'm gonna do green. So you're just kind of making a cluster, and on this one you're gonna lay it down and then bring it to that stem that you just created. So you're gonna bring it down, come back to the stem, lay it down, come back to the stem. It kind of makes this interesting little leaf type shape. It's kind of like little mushrooms or something like that. And if you have a hard time making that on the other side, then you can just turn your book upside down, obviously. That's what I'm showing you here. And this is just one way that you can do this kind of a motion as well. And let's pull in a gold color here. Whoops, sorry about that. And on this one, we're going to make some little shorter sticks that the leaves attach to. And you can use the smaller end on your, to draw your sticks and stuff like that. You can use the smaller end, however you feel comfortable making these thinner lines. The more you make the lines with confidence, the less wiggly they're going to be. If you kind of go slow, you know, your hand tends to wiggle and stuff like that. So, okay, we're going to lay this one down and then just pick it up. And then we're going to lay it down and pick it up. And we're going to have 3 leaves kind of for each one of these sticks. So there's going to be one on the top and then one to the right. Whoops, I did this one, sorry. So I'm just going to fill it in. And you just lay it down and then bring it to the stem, right? Lay it down, bring it to the stem. So you're just making this tiny little, you're making this leaf shape, and then you're just making this tiny little shorter stem. Tiny stem, whatever you want to call it. This is another way you can make some of your, whoops, that one wrong. Your marks, I can lay them down and not have all of the little sticks show, and it kind of gives this triangular one. So I'm showing you this one as a separate one because I wasn't going to do like every single way that you can use these pens, but you know, we kind of talked about this a little bit in class. Whoops, flick that one. So let's just make a bigger one. And we were talking about these right before we did all of our flowers, which y'all did such a good job on. They were so cool. I'm gonna get a different green. And I just wanted to show y'all one way that you can do something that you can be, you know, you can put words around and have a beautiful piece of art using the same motions that you do for your calligraphy to make this really pretty plant type. I don't know what to call them. On this one, I like to do the same thing over here when we make the little sticks and stuff like that. But I like to bring some forward and, you know, like this. And then I like to bring some kind of curving across some of these. so that you can have, I don't know, it's just more kind of a tangled up type thing. And you're just going to lay it down and then bring it to the point of those. Lay it down, bring it to the point. And you can make them actually longer and come this way, which I really like to do because I think these are too short. So I'm going to make those longer. But it looks so pretty to just do these, you know, these leaf shapes. If they get too long, then you can thicken it up a little bit. And just make them everywhere you think they need to be, right? You can push up and do the same thing. So you're doing the same type motion, going up and pushing into those. Let's put one kind of in between here. And I'm going to start long and lay it down. Does the same type thing. So long, lay it down. You get these nice leaves, right? This one's going to go through the brown, so it might dirty up my my brush tip. But this is just, you know, one of the cool things that I think would be fun for you guys to do as a project, because, you know, this time of the year, y'all are supposed to be doing some independent stuff and working on your words as, you know, full sentences and stuff, which I hope y'all are doing. Even though we're doing the colors and the tricolors and the colorful shadows and, you know, all that kind of different stuff, I'm hoping that you guys are doing doing more than just, you know, one specific word. So I'm gonna come up and make this little ball. I like, this is kind of like the yellow one, and I just color it in. Anyway, I'm just looking at nature, some of the different types of leaves. Now I'm going to have to make that a little bit darker just so it shows up. The different leaf shapes that you see, you know, like a clover or a grass like this green one, or you know, just some different looks to these. So if you come up with a new idea of just a single stroke piece, then show it to the class. Let us all see the designs that you came up with to do this particular project. Now, I have one that I've already previously done, but I dropped some water on it. And but you'll get a picture of this sent to you in the reference photos, so it kind of helps guide you on what to do. And you don't have to use these colors. I chose these colors. I did this one. Here's my water. I accidentally dropped a little bit of water on it. So, you know, I could see these being all purples and greens and blues and pinks and whatever colors you would like to do yours in. And I would like to see what words you decide to put with, to do the calligraphy part, what you would put with this particular, learning this particular style of using your strokes that we use in calligraphy to make plant life. So I want to see your pieces. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I know it's kind of short, but it's really fun. I want y'all to get to doing all these fun projects. All right, see you next time.